Hello, fellow followers. Welcome back to FanZcene. Greg here. And today I have for you 90s genre TV. Man, did we have it good. Yes, we did have it so good in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s with TV. And what brought this video up and the idea for this video is I've seen a lot of people talking about, you know, TV and where it's at today and how it's either dead or dying. And streaming has pretty much caused the death of the TV series as we once knew it. And I started thinking about all like the 90s genre TV that I grew up with and everything. And I loved the, like I said, I loved the 80s too. I always loved like Miami Vice and Knight Rider and Family Ties and Who's the Boss and stuff like that from the 80s. And I thought the 80s were really great for like family sitcoms and stuff. But in the 90s, man, when the 90s came along, there was something to the 90s TV series that just were fantastic. Just something you could sink your teeth into, right? There seemed like to be something incredible, something from like the leftovers from the 80s with the horror movies and vampires and just like these very gothic, weird situations and all types of weird things just started happening. And you had from the kids programming to adult programming, you had sci-fi, comedy, action, horror, all rolled up into these series. And they were just fun and mesmerizing. And like some series got this new life, and with some series created a new genre of TV and how TV was presented and how TV was told and stories were unfolded. And you had anthologies and just horror and just like craziness, especially with the HBO stuff. It was just absolutely incredible with that HBO stuff like that, specifically like Tales from the Crypt and everything. And then you had like anthology series for kids with Are You Afraid of the Dark, or that had these incredible scary stories, and it just was insane. And also you had Goosebumps from R.L. Stein made its way on TV for kids and everything. It's really great gateway horror movies and TV shows that came along that just really frightened us, entertained us, and gave us such a joy and love for TV that it was absolutely incredible that we had these for so long. And I think we forget about these TV series, or that our nostalgia has been played on them so much through the years with the way that TV is presented today that sometimes we can forget how great it was. And to me, I think there are better TV shows from the past than there are today. There's very rarely any TV shows I watch today, but I've thought about these shows and just how incredible and wonderful they are. And I want to share some of my physical media of some of these shows. Now, these I'm not bringing out every single season. I'm just gonna probably bring out the first season of each show and everything. And I'm not going to bring on every single show because I have a lot, but I wanted to bring up some that I really wanted to show off to you guys and talk about. Do you guys remember the TV show Forever Knight? This was a vampire series. It ran for 3 seasons in the 90s. Nick Knight here, he's a vampire cop. I think this show was probably very influential on Buffy and even the TV series Angel. I think this would be really great. And this was actually first started off as a TV movie with the singer of Jesse's Girl. I can't think of his name. I know it's Bruce something. I'm sorry, I can't think of his name. But it starred him, and it was a TV movie, and then it starred what's his name here? I'm Garrett when Davies took over as the Nick Knight vampire. This is a really great, fun show. It's a great show. Like I said, 3 seasons, fun genre vampire TV show at the time. Then, of course, one of my favorites that I've been recently getting back into, and I've shared a little bit here as well too, is Twin Peaks. This is seasons 1 and 2 were in the 90s. It was groundbreaking television, changed the face of TV, even though it didn't last, and it came back, in the 2000s for the third and final season. Made David Lynch rest in peace and everything. He died afterwards. But there was something to be said about Laura Palmer, who killed Laura Palmer, captivated the world, much like Who Shot JR. So it captivated the world and everything. And then, as the second season went on, and the pressure from ABC and the studios to reveal the murderer and everything kind of made the TV show, it happened. But it was a groundbreaking TV show. And I'm really glad to have this Blu-ray set with the movie Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me and the event series in his set as well on Blu-ray. And then also, of course, how can you not talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer, right? Buffy the Vampire Slayer, one of the quintessential shows of probably my generation growing up in the 90s. Sarah Michelle Gellar was incredible. I loved the movie with Christy Swanson. I think the movie is still incredible to this day. And when I saw the TV series came out and I got to, see the TV series unfold week after week growing up with it was a special thing. And with all the characters and this show really talked about another groundbreaking TV series for better or worse, because this is one of the reasons, like, I love the Buffy the Vampire show. I really, really do, and it was a great show, and it did so many great, incredible things. But genre writers of today for TV shows and stuff that were like probably I know some this might offend some people, but some of those fans that are running TV series today were not the best fans of the show. Didn't quite grasp on like most people, and they can't let things go. So like you're getting episodes of like Star Trek Strange New Worlds where there's puppets like they did on Angel and singing episodes where it doesn't belong in Star Trek. Right, that doesn't belong in Star Trek at all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know it might offend some people, and I apologize for that. But that's how I see it. Buffy was a great, incredible show that I absolutely loved growing up in the '90s, and then also, of course, another groundbreaking. I'm bringing out all the groundbreaking shows. We have the X File, do, and I know I did that wrong. Mulder and Scully defined a generation of just extraterrestrial horror, sci-fi comedy all around. This is the Blu-ray of the first season. This is the DVD of the first season. Like I said, I cannot bring out all 9 seasons and all 7 seasons of Buffy and everything. I do like when they have like little sets like that, so I can bring out the whole series like that. But I can't bring them all out, so I just wanted to share with it. And I absolutely love this. This was one of my all-time favorite shows. Once again, growing up, watching it week after week, and just enjoying the mysteries, the Monsters of the Week episodes, and just the relationship built between Mulder and Scully. And then, of course, when Skinner, the Skin Man, came in, it was incredible. Just an incredible series. And I like to think there's this sweet spot in TV series that lasts from like you the first season really can hook you, and then like about halfway through season 2 to about season 5 you really get in the sweet spot of TV series where you really fall into it, and everything's clicking on all cylinders and you're really getting into it. And then sort of maybe after season 6 things start to go down a little bit, and maybe you're not into it as you once were, or that like something's changing, and people have left, writers have changed. It happens. But I think that's why we get so nostalgic for certain eras of TV, and some people try to mimic that and they just can't get that out in today's day and age. But X-Files, incredible show, loved it, great show. I mean, of course, you also got the creator of Breaking Bad came from X-Files, so there you have that. It brought up along a lot of people. Then also, like I mentioned there, I got Goosebumps. This is Monster Blood. Now, I don't think this has ever been Goosebumps has ever been released on a whole box set, which that would be nice. But sadly, Disney owns this Goosebumps series now, and because it was from Fox, and so Disney doesn't like what Fox did, and so they shelve it all. So that's ridiculous. But yeah, like they're out there. They're maybe a little harder to find now. All these episodes on DVDs because they put them out like episodes here and there on DVD. This contains Monster Blood 1, more Monster Blood, How to Kill a Monster, and The Girl Who Cried Monster. 4 episodes of the TV series on DVD. But it would be nice to get a box set of this and everything. And there's also some series that I'm kicking myself that I never bought when I had a chance, like they showed earlier. Dark Shadows TV series, the revival in the '90s. Man, I had an opportunity to buy that DVD set, and I didn't have the money at the time. And I was like, I'll wait. And then I never went back to get it, and now it's out of print, and it's like $100, 60 something to $100 to buy. And I'm kicking myself for that because I really want that on DVD, and I don't have the original. Who Are You Afraid of the Dark TV series on box set? I would love to get that. That's hard to get on my hands on as well too. So I don't necessarily have all these, but I would love to have them, especially like stuff like this, which I really grew up with. And it's debating today to this day. What do you guys think? What was it, Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark? I liked them both. Maybe Are You Afraid of the Dark might have been a little better, scarier. What do you guys think? Let me know that in the comments. But yeah, there's some shows I want, some shows I still haven't made it, like Freddy's Nightmares. We still haven't got Freddy's Nightmares. There's a whole lot to that. Great video by Midnight's Edge that they did on Freddy. Why maybe you can't possibly get that. I'll put a link to down below for you guys if you want to see that. And then one of my all-time favorites, and I'm hoping this does get a Blu-ray release, but if it doesn't, that's okay. I got the whole series. Tales from the Crypts. I can't do laugh. But yes, Tales from the Crypts, incredible TV series. I remember just being absolutely scared by this. And my family, we weren't always rich. We grew up poor, but there was an occasions when we would get cable, growing up as a kid. It was just like this moment in time. It was like, oh, we got cable. Can we get HBO? And then you would watch HBO and you find Tales from the Crypt and everything. So but I never really got to watch the whole series in general as it aired. I only got to see it here and there because sometimes, you family couldn't pay the cable bill, so you'd lose cable, and then maybe you even lose your house at one point. But I'm glad I can afford this now and have the whole series and watch it over and over and over again. And it just was a great, incredible series from the '90s that I just don't think can be captured again today in today's day and age. Many have tried, but many have failed. And I want to give a little nod to some of the sci-fi So, do you guys remember the TV show Sliders? I love Sliders. This is season 1 too. I actually had a better case for these, but the case broke, and so I'll show you these other the official blue DVDs of not Blu-rays, DVDs of it. The case broke, so I just put them in these and printed these off. Yeah, but this is the first 2 seasons of Sliders. It ran for like 5 years, if I remember. I only remember really liking the first 4 because I know when it went to Sci-Fi Channel, they changed a lot. They lost Jerry O'Connell and the Professor and Wade and all them. But I really love this, and they got into some horror episodes in this as well too. And like I said, I always thought horror and sci-fi sort of go hand in hand in my opinion. And this was one of those great genre shows from the '90s that I really loved. That I don't think gets much love, so I really love Sliders. And then of course I wanted to bring on. Well, I'm about dropping all these everywhere. I do want to bring on Angel because I did feel like this may be a little bit of a cheat. It started in 1999 and ran into early 2000s. But yes, it's a spinoff of Buffy. It's a great show. I think it still has that 90s vibe all around to it. And in some cases, Angel, some of the stuff that happened in Angel got a little better than Buffy, I will say. And it ran for 5 seasons, David Boreanaz and them. And it was a great show. I really enjoyed, Angel, the TV series Angel. It was really fun. A great vampire show. Like I said, I really think if you watch Forever Night and Angel, it goes a lot like specifically like in a vampire who's sort of like a detective. He was a police officer in Forever Night. He's a detective in Los Angeles in Angel. They both drive like this black convertible car. They work at night. They can't go out in the day. They're vampires. There's even a blonde haired vampire in Forever Night that's similar to Spike. I think they're very well connected. Very well connected. Great shows from the '90s as well, though. And then finally, I wanted to bring on this show. Once again, I feel is a little bit of a cheat. Uh, but it did start in 1999 and Roswell. Do you guys remember the TV show Roswell? It was a little more soapy, but there was something I liked about the show. It ran for 3 seasons from 1999 to 2000 something about aliens that crashed in Roswell, New Mexico, and the diner and everything. They hung out and everything. It was a fun. It had its moments, It did some scary stuff. It did some sci-fi stuff, and it was aliens. And I thought it was a fun show. So, but yeah, I wanted to bring that in, and I'm looking at these TV series and talking about them, and it really, man, we really did have it so good in the '90s, and even like I said, once again in the '80s and '70s, TV were so much better, and I just loved the genre TV series from the '90s, and it defined a generation. It defined my generation. It helped me with my taste of what I like and what I enjoy and what I get into. And I know these aren't all of them. I could not bring on every single genre of TV from the '90s. There was so much more. Lois and Clark, which I do have. I'm looking up to upgrade my DVDs to Blu-ray because the whole series came out on Blu-ray. Lois and Clark, I think, is a great genre of TV, superhero, sci-fi genre. You also had Hercules. You had Xena from the fantasy genre, and you also had The Flash from one year in the '90s, and so many other TV shows. So if I forgot a TV show, or if there's a TV show that you remember fondly from the '90s genre era, sci-fi, action, horror, superhero, or even comedy in some cases. Leave that in the comment section down below and tell me some of your guys' all-time favorite 90s genre series or favorite 90s TV shows in general. And let me know what you guys thought about this video in the comment section down below. And if you liked what you saw here, maybe consider hitting that like button or subscribing, hitting that bell for notification. That'd be awesome if you're on you guys' subscriptions, or possibly share the video out for everybody to see, or join and become a channel member because that would help out my channel immensely. Thank you, and shout out to all my channel members. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys for being channel members here and for all of your support. And to everybody watching, whether you like me, hated me, or like this video, or hated this video, I thank you for sticking this long. Wherever you all are, please have a great, safe, happy, healthy day, morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Always support physical media because it truly is the superior format now more than ever. Godspeed.